All right, so Jared, I got a PSA.
Okay. Share it with the world.
For those of you that don't know, at least in our area, and I'm sure it's the same in a lot of areas, a lot of your wine stores, your liquor stores will do wine tastings there by the wine distributors.
Mm-hmm.
These said wine tastings are free. So you can hit these up and you get free wine tastings. When you go to a vineyard, you're paying 10, 15, 20 some dollars to do a wine tasting. But the local distributors will do free ones because then they normally run discounts on the stuff that they're letting you taste, so you can get. So they in our area they don't run them in the summertime, so they just started them back up, and so we just went to a few this past weekend, and it's a good time. They don't even some of them even put out little little cheeses, little snacks and stuff to go with it. Free. Wow. So yeah.
So if you're on a budget, but you still want to get
lit,
yeah,
hit up the free wine tasting.
You still want to, yeah. There you go.
You're welcome, America. Hey, welcome back to Screen Time TV. I'm your host, Josh, and faith is not faith unless it is lived.
Yes, that was a great quote. I actually had that down as my second option, but
yes.
Yeah,
it was good. And this is my co-host, Jared.
My mind must be going, or I am going so deep into it. Coming out again has become an incredible burden.
Celebrimbor,
yep.
Whatever he says.
Yep, our dude, Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor.
Yep.
All right, so once again, we are discussing Rings of Power, episode 6, season 2, later in this podcast. But we'll start off with what we've been watching, and then the crowd's favorite, Based or Waste.
Everyone's favorite. All the feedback I've gotten about it.
It's 100% all about that.
Yeah, everyone loves it, yeah.
All right. So
speaking of that, write in. Let us know if you like Based or Waste.
All right.
And again, if you don't, too bad.
So, what have we been watching?
I have 3 things.
Okay.
You have more than last week? I know you were... It's pretty slim last week.
Yeah, I've got 4, but one's kind of so.
Okay. All right. Since you have more.
Let me start.
Yeah, you start.
Well, so the first thing we'll go with is Remix the Galaxy.
Oh, right.
This is the Lego Star Wars mini series because it's 4 episodes.
Rebuild the Galaxy.
Rebuild the Galaxy. Right? Maybe it is Rebuild the Galaxy.
Now I'm second guessing myself.
That's good.
I know. I don't know.
You're right. It might be. I might have wrote it down wrong. Rebuild the Galaxy. You're
okay.
Right.
Which, by the way, I did. I don't have that on my list, but I did watch the first episode of that.
Okay. I watched all 4 episodes.
There's 4?
Yes.
Dang. Okay.
They're all like 20-some minutes.
Yeah, no, they're short.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's definitely geared for kids. It's really like it's rated like TV7 or whatever.
Yeah.
so it's a little kiddish, like the humor and things, but there was like those couple funny moments in each episode that for you those long time diehard Star Wars fans,
nice,
the find funny but I would say probably a lot of them though were probably in the trailers. I'd have to go back and watch, but but it was funny and fun, kind of cheesy and stupid as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I only saw the first episode, but I didn't really like the first one.
Yeah.
Are the other ones better?
It has more of that if you're looking for the stuff that you think from the trailer that we like, the kind of things that like are almost like the best, like the classic example that's I know is in the trailer is the one with having Darth Jar Jar.
That's what I was looking forward to. Yeah.
So it does happen and stuff, but like it's like those things where like there's like, the conspiracy theories of like how, and then they're playing into that stuff. There's definitely more of that stuff later, because there's the first episode, so much of it is set up before they even get into the rebuilt the galaxy stuff. And so
I just didn't like the humor that much in the first episode.
It's very childish.
But it was
it's very
but a lot of the other Lego stuff I think is great. But I guess it's not all quite as,
it's not this
childish. Like the Lego movie's awesome, but I guess that's a little more,
and the films are done a different. I mean, this is like done like at a different level of budget, because they've done a few other like made for TV, so to speak, other Lego holiday special type thing. That are kind of in the same ballpark. But, so. Well, what do you got?
I got, two of mine kind of go into each other. I don't know if we'll have crossover with this, but I'm going to mention the Penguin. But before that, I did rewatch the Batman.
Nice. I did not rewatch the Batman.
Okay, but you did watch the Penguin?
I did watch the first episode of the Penguin.
Okay. So I definitely want to do that because I know it was like
leads right in.
Yeah, it's like picks up right after it. Yeah, and I only saw the Batman once when it first came out. So,
same. I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, and I mean, I still loved it. I liked it when it first came out. Actually, I think I like it more now, because I think when I first watched it, I can't remember, but there was something I was a little down on, but this time watching, I'm like, oh no, this is great. And even more, I think we were talking about this before a little bit, but it's like even more grounded than the Nolan Batman movies. And let me see what else I had. Oh, that was basically the note I had for that. But I just have to mention, because I completely forgot about this, but Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, A+. That's it. That's all I want to say about that. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, do you want to go ahead and talk about the Penguin then?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Lead into it. Yeah. I like how it's definitely kind of more the Sopranos vibe. I've been seeing a lot of people compare it to the Sopranos in certain ways, which is awesome. Yeah. But the overall feel and tone is like it sits so well with the movie.
Yep.
And I was looking up the different cinematographers and the composer for the show. And cinematographers, there's 3 DPs so far that I saw in the credits. And some of the stuff they've done, obviously it's not our boy Greg Fraser.
I figured it wasn't gonna be, but also you could tell it's not.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
all right.
There's good stuff in there, but like it's not.
All right. I want to hear more about that if you have specifics. But so some of the stuff that these 3 cinematographers have done, Winning Time on HBO, Perry Mason, Barry, Foundation, Westworld, 3 Body Problem, Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, Handmaid's Tale. So like a lot of really great stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it looks really good visually. So, and then I wanted to mention the score of this, which I really liked. It's Mick Giacchino, Michael Giacchino's son. Didn't even know he was a composer, but that's who's doing the show.
Wow, which
is cool. And I like the score of this. Who did the score in the Batman movie? I don't think it was him.
I don't know.
I feel like it's someone big, and probably people are screaming at me right now. But anyway, so that's cool. So we got, or maybe it was Michael Giacchino for the movie. I think it might be actually. And then his son's doing the show. But anyway, thought that was cool. But
very cool.
What did you think of the show overall.
I mean, I thought it was a good start. I think it's a good start. The story, I think Colin Farrell again, so good. Like, I mean, he was great in the movie, but then this, like, letting him be more front and center. The wobble. He does, like the walk wobble thing he does. Because I'm like, dude, I mean, obviously the whole thing, the makeup, the prosthetic, the commitment level to play this character.
Yeah, I did notice specifically the wobble way more, which, I mean, he did in the movies, but it's way more like centered on in this.
Yeah, he's just not in the movie. I mean, he's not walking around. There's not a bunch of shots of him walking around in the movie. So, yeah, and I mean, yeah, the setup. I mean, also, I always forget her name, but the lady that's kind of the antagonist, like, like the actress's name, but yeah, I always like her. She's
great.
She's great.
Especially in this, but yeah,
I've never seen her play this kind of evil though.
No,
but she's good.
Christine Milioti.
Yeah, sounds right. Something like that.
Yeah.
Of course, like what I knew her originally from was How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, me too.
As the mother, right? She ends up being the mother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. No, that's not really.
Yeah. But she was also great in Palm Springs.
Yes. I always remember her from one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes.
Right.
The Star Trek one.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was in that. Yeah.
She was really great in that. She was in a HBO or a Max show called Made for Love or something like that. Didn't watch all of it, but I didn't watch all of it.
Cool. The little bit I watched, the same. I didn't watch it. It's funny. We both didn't finish it.
No.
It was kind of slow. I mean, it was good.
It was two seasons, though.
It was good, but it just, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't stick with it. Yeah, no, her.
But her in this playing like kind of psycho evil.
Yeah.
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 Well, at least I got it. She's good. She's good.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I love her style too, like her outfits and stuff, and yeah.
And then really and then what's his name from House of Cards?
Yes,
it like plays the same dude all the time. Like he's always the same role.
Yeah,
he was the same role he did in House of Cards, and it's like I've seen him in a few other things.
Yeah, I mean, he's always
solid in that position, in that role. Mm-hmm. So like he's good. Actually, he's in the Lioness.
Yes, he is
in a similar role.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I've seen him in any other type of role.
Yeah. But he
does it well.
Does it well, yeah. But yeah. I like the. I just again, I don't want to spoil too much, but like I love the interaction with, him and his mom, like the penguin and his mom.
Oh yeah,
that stuff was good. It's good, and even with the kid that he kind of brings in under his wing is just like funny too. But yeah, it was good.
It is, and I just really like that. Even though obviously I was mentioning there's different people involved with this, I like how much like the cohesion between this and the movie like feels very much the same world, which it's supposed to be, but like the way it looks and sounds, everything like feels very similar. But you said you could tell a difference in the shots.
It doesn't have that quite. Yeah,
Greg Fraser is one of the best now, though.
Yeah,
I mean
his stuff always. Just didn't have. You didn't see those like those beautifully wider cinematic shots that him and Deakins a lot of times do.
Yeah,
you just didn't have that stuff. That like, and then, I don't want to say like we also didn't quite get as many of just like the really. Even though this is very moody, but like you don't get quite the extreme moody, like
I know your
character shots like of like that he would do.
Yeah,
so I think
there's a ton of that in the movie. Yeah, you're right.
It's there. They're doing the similar style, but it's like, but there's like a certain deeper level that he goes to that like not all cinematographers do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean,
cool.
But again, though, all those shows that the DPs have done, it's like,
I mean, these are the guys you want. Like if you got Game of Thrones, Westworld, and What were some of the I remember? Oh, Foundation.
Foundation, especially.
Yeah.
Like, looks incredible. I pointed out because I talked about Perry Mason kind of recently.
Yeah.
That show is shot beautifully.
Hmm.
Also, this is a lot of HBO and Max stuff. So they kind of have like, all these shows.
In-house production. Well, not, again, companies like, just like you find somebody you like to work with and you work well with them, you hire the same people again. I mean, it's just how it works.
By the way, this is on, what's interesting, this is HBO. Obviously it's on Max, but they're branding this as an HBO show.
Yeah.
And it's, what's weird also is it came out on a Thursday, I think, but it is going to be a Sunday night show, which is weird. I don't know why they changed the time.
I don't know.
So this is like the classic HBO Sunday night show now.
Gotcha.
But did you get, although I think have you seen The Sopranos?
No.
Okay. Because I was going to ask if you got that same similar vibe at all to this.
I got the, hey, this is mob vibe.
Yeah, well,
so,
of course.
But I can't reference it specifically to The Sopranos.
Yeah.
What's you got?
Well, I only have one more. I was going to mention Agatha all along, but actually I will wait because there's some specific stuff I want to say. And I think you said you
have not
watched it yet. Okay. Next time we'll talk about that, actually.
Okay.
So instead, just the other thing I wanted to mention is the show From. That's MGM. I hate that it's still on this MGM Plus network because although this show has been getting a lot of traction.
So you can't access it through Prime, Amazon Prime?
You can.
Okay.
You can. But
I thought so.
It's just, which I mean, I imagine is how probably most people do it. MGM Plus does have its own app too, but it's one of those things. It's like if you don't specifically tell people about the show, it's like people aren't going to find it. But anyway, third season just started on Sunday, and still really strong, just like the first two seasons. I mentioned the show recently. I think we had it on Based or Waste also, and I was mentioning it. But a lot of the people I shouldn't say a lot of the main directors from the show Lost are on it. One of the main actors is from Lost.
Okay.
So, and it has I was talking to you a little bit about the show. It has that mystery box type of feel to it. Mm-hmm. A little bit more of a horror element to it also, but it doesn't rely on that. It's way more of like the Lost feel, which I love. So, yep, that's it.
Okay. Well,
what else you got?
Like 1.5. So
1.5. What's the half?
You'll see.
Okay.
So the other normal thing I watched was High Potential.
I have that on my list too.
On Hulu.
I was gonna save it, but yeah.
I watched the first episode. It was pretty good. It's Caitlin Olsen
from It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny and everything else. She's also in Hacks.
Yeah.
The funny thing is she's not as fun. Like she normally does more funny role, and it's like she's not as funny in this, but it still was. It was a great show. I think
really you liked it.
I liked her character. Yeah, I liked her character. I think has potential. No pun intended.
Does it have a high potential? I didn't really like this that much.
Yeah.
This is like you said, it's on Hulu, but it's an ABC show. What I like to do every year is, even though most of them are not great or just okay, I always like to, especially fall time, I always like to still see like, what are the new shows that are like major network, like
broadcast television.
There's another one just came out that actually I haven't checked out yet that maybe I'll mention next time, but because we're about at that time now, we're getting so like I'm always interested in like what are they doing now on NBC, ABC, those type of
because this show is definitely set up to be more of a
it feels
procedural
like
and not serial where it's like, oh, the case of the week, we're gonna help you case of the week. But I guess maybe partly because I haven't watched something like that in a while, and I used to watch a lot of those like back in the day.
And I don't normally stick with hardly any of them, but I always just like, I don't know, I do it every year. I always like to just check in on see like what is on the major networks every year.
Yeah, because I did like to watch like, so there was like Numbers. Used to watch that.
Yeah, Numbers was great.
Yeah, and then of course like Monk and Psych and those guys.
But see, those are still older. It's like a lot of the shows from the past like 10 years on the major networks haven't been that great.
There was what's the one? It was like Elementary, where it was kind of like a spin on Sherlock thing.
I never saw that.
I used to watch that one. Yeah,
I would say the best, although I guess it's more now branded as a Paramount show, but I think it was CBS, was the show Evil, which I think we also talked about recently. And I've heard
that's good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is good. But yeah, I think that was originally CBS. So that's a rare exception.
Yeah.
But I didn't really
care for it.
No.
Yeah.
No. I like the way she is.
Mm-hmm.
And It's Always Sunny. And she's not that way in this. Although I did like, I guess she's a little more to her character in Hacks. I liked her in that. Still very behind on that show.
That's a good show.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so then my half.
Yeah, what's your half?
So new different series on Apple Vision Pro, the Apple content. So they have a new series called Soaring. This was episode 1, and it's
specifically for Vision Pro.
Yeah.
It's not just an Apple original show.
No, because they've been they have a bunch of this content that's like they're
actually made
immersive content.
Cool.
Like, and
I don't have a Vision Pro, so I don't know.
Yeah. So they put out. Then some of it they launched with some of these things where they had like, there was the one that was like,
well, I thought it was mainly just demo stuff like you've been mentioning, but this is an actual like show.
Yeah, so most of it, they had the one that was Extreme, which was like the first episode that was like the high wire lady, and then they did and then they did the parkour guys in Paris as episode 2 of that. No, these things are, they're like 15, 20 minutes long. They're not like,
okay.
Then they had the one that's around like animals. Can't remember what they call it. It would be like Planet or Earth, or I don't know, whatever they call it.
Planet Earth.
It's not Planet Earth because that's a different thing. But anyway, that one they have that one, and there's like the one was about elephants, and then the different one was about rhinos.
Okay.
And so they did those about different stories about those, and again they're 10, 15 minutes long, whatever. Then they have there's another series. What they call that one, where they had the hot air balloon.
But this is not Soaring. Like, this is not the show Soaring.
Right, not the show. Yeah, each one is different, and there'll be episodes. Now they only have like 1 or 2 episodes in each one of these categories. Technically, I think the Alicia Keys one is a different like thing too, but it's just there's only been 1 episode.
Yeah.
So Soaring is a new one. They hadn't done anything previously in that, and it's basically just drone footage, just ridiculous drone footage with a narrator and music. So this one's like a all around Hawaii, and then they cover the different islands, and but it's beautiful. It's crazy just flying over the stuff and seeing it in 8K.
Does it feel like you're flying?
It does. It feels like I'm soaring.
I would do it just for that. Yeah. That's awesome.
No, it's really, really well done. It's cool. So the two, like there's like I say 2. There's like 3 little demo things you're talking about. Like there's the original, like just demo experience, which like is just the highlight reel of all the content from these different shows, and then mixed them with some other things. Then they did the recap of the MLS season.
Right.
And then
that's the one you mentioned last time.
No, and then they just did the recap from the Super Bowl last year. Okay.
I knew it was something sports
that was the one
related.
That one they just released recently. The MLS one they released a while ago. Then those two are just like, those are like highlight reels, and they're like 3 or 4 minutes long. I don't remember exactly, maybe 5 at the most, but I don't think they're that long. And they're just like, clips of stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, they're very entertaining to watch. I mean, they're really cool to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, you said you don't watch sports, and it's like, you're gonna check it out because it feels like you're there.
Mm-hmm. I keep waiting to. I think part of the problem is like doing it live would be challenging to get that kind of level of quality to actually do live, because most people, if you're going to watch sports, you're going to want to watch it live. So like,
for sure.
But yeah, it's the perfect application to be something that really works well in this format, because you feel like you're there. But the same thing, a concert would be the same thing. That's why the Alicia Keys thing is cool.
So I want them to do a full concert.
They haven't done like something else, but I don't know. But we'll see. But again, the workflows, I know we've kind of, when I brought this up before, the cameras and the workflows and everything, you're kind of supposed to kind of be coming out this fall, which we're kind of hitting there soon.
Yeah.
So, which means it'll take a little time for people to produce and make stuff, but
next year is going to be a big year for it. Probably
yes, it'll probably start to be really. I will mention, since we're talking in the Vision Pro and kind of went a little longer, did download this other app that was like more like a animated like app story thing that was kind of interesting, and you basically creates a window into this room. It's kind of like a kid's story room, and this little animated girl is like talking, and then she eventually starts to be able to float and fly around. And but the crazy thing is she's singing the song and kind of telling the story, and then as like stuff starts happening, like some of her toys and different things start like coming out of this space, and then they're around you, and then but the rest but like you're just seeing the window into this room, and everything else around you is like the room you're in, like it was my living room. So like these things are coming out around the living room. But the crazy thing is then the room that she's in eventually singing a song about like kind of being free and doing flying free or whatever. And like it starts falling apart. The building starts falling apart. Like the roof kind of comes off and stuff. And then like there's this like view of like this lake and mountain and all that stuff. And she kind of at the end kind of takes off, and it's like night sky, and I don't know. So it's kind of cool, like the way it kind of brings you into this thing. I mean, it was a little free thing I downloaded because someone made it. I mean, it's but yeah, it was. Then the other thing that doesn't work, I was actually tried the first time I was at your house, and I messed with it some more. The zombie thing that's supposed to. That thing doesn't work very well at all. Like whoever wrote that didn't do a good job, because I think the potential's there to make something like that. That like, because I know how like I've talked about. I mean, I remember this, but like the Fruit Ninja, where like you're throwing stars.
Beat Saber is my favorite. Do they have that in Apple Vision?
No, because that's a.
That's a PlayStation.
Well, it's like proprietary or not exclusive to.
Gotcha.
So that specifically can't be. But like the augmented reality stuff, quality of like throwing stars sticking to your wall, and like means that there is a way for the environment, for the hardware can see your environment well enough that they should be able to make something that really feels like there's like kind of zombies or ghosts or something walking around you.
That would be awesome.
And that's what this is supposed to be doing.
Right.
But
it's not there yet.
It's not. No, the quality of the graphics are not that great. They're not. They like look like they're not really walking around the environment. It's not.
Okay.
But I think it's probably more on the developer than anything. But so
nice.
That's why I said half. Because it's like it's not like a full show.
No,
it's not something most people can even watch.
Yep.
So
one day I will get a Apple Vision Pro. One day. They probably won't go down in price for a very long time though.
Probably not. Probably not until they come out the next version.
The next one, yeah.
Yeah, version 2.
Yeah.
They'll probably make adjustments and bring it down in price. All right, well, it's that time.
It's time for Based or Waste.
Welcome back, everyone, to Based or Waste. Growing more popular every week.
That's right.
All right.
It's only up from here.
That's right. Always. Josh is going to play Based or Waste. This is go on Rotten Tomatoes TV trending and just pick a few. We're going to do about 10. That's our normal amount now. We're going to extend this to movies soon, I think, also. But today, just TV. And Josh is going to guess the audience score of a show or a series.
Based or waste.
Yep. And he's going to tell me if it's based or waste, if it's good or bad. Okay. Are you ready, Josh?
As ready as ever be.
All right. The Penguin, season 1. Or limited series is probably not going to be a season 2, but...
Yeah. Based.
Yes. 88.
Nice.
Okay. Agatha All Along. It's a tricky one.
I'm going to say based.
Okay. Yep. 77.
Oh, that's higher than I thought.
I know. I was like, Marvel TV, it's like you never know. By the way, I picked all these a few days ago. So Rotten Tomatoes scores change a lot. So this is what they're at when I looked, but they could change. They always change slightly. All right. High Potential, season 1.
I'm going to say based.
Yes, it is based. It is an 86. That seems way too high for me personally, but maybe it's changed since then a little bit. But yeah, surprising. Okay. American Horror Story, the whole show. By the way, this show has 12 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I just looked it up and I cannot believe.
I watched season 1. I liked season 1.
Season 1 was great. First couple of seasons were really good.
I tried to watch season 2. I couldn't watch season 2.
Was season 2 the witch one? Because that one I did not like as much.
No, that was season 3, I think. Season 2 was the one that was like in the asylum or something.
Oh, you're right. I love that one. That one was great.
Yeah. It got too into like see what I liked about season 1.
It's just the murder house. Yeah.
It was more of like a like not so like just Anyway.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's not straight up horror because I know you're not into that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was more about the people and like some scariness. Yeah.
It's insane. This show is still going. I think they're still going to do
say based because it's been. I mean.
Okay. Yeah, it's based. There's several seasons that were rated bad, but overall it's still based. 66. So.
Barely.
Yeah. All right. Ripley, season 1, a show that Josh still has not watched, that he needs to, just for the cinematography alone.
I'm going to say based.
Yes. 83.
All right.
We only have 4 more. Let's see if you can do...
Perfect score.
Yep, perfect score. If you do, I don't have any...
We still don't have...
we don't have a prize.
You guys haven't told us.
I don't...
You haven't told us the prize.
All right. Frasier season 2. This is the reboot.
Oh.
There's already 2 seasons of this. It's still him, but this is like their reboot of Frasier.
Yes. I'm going to say waste.
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yep, 55. Yeah, I don't know how they could remake that show and think it's going to be better than...
Such a bad idea.
I know. I can't believe it's on season 2 already. All right. Twilight of the Gods. Are you familiar with this?
Don't even know if I know what this is.
All right. I'm going to mention it next time because I just started it, but it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. Well, not really a hint, but it is animated. But it comes from a creator
that's what I don't know.
Is pretty well known.
All right, so I'm going to say based.
So you know what this is now?
No, but I'm going to say based.
Okay. Yeah, 71. All right, last two. Hacks, the whole show.
Well, based.
Yes.
No question.
This is a 90.
Yeah.
People know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last one. Will Josh do it?
Drum roll.
All right, Monster. This is the Jeffrey Dahmer limited series on Netflix. There's now a second season, but this is for season 1, for the Dahmer one. Season 2 just came out. It's another thing I am checking out soon that I will talk about. The second season is about the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with it? I don't think I'm even... Like, when did this thing happen? When did the Menendez brothers happen? I don't know anything about it.
Don't know.
The cast looks great. That's why I'm checking it out. But yeah, so this is the Dahmer one.
I'm gonna say based.
Yes, 82. Congratulations.
Ding, ding, ding,
yeah.
ding. Yes.
Perfect score.
Perfect score.
Yeah.
Man.
This is going to be harder when I get into movies.
Yes.
Because I was looking up that, and that's tough.
All right.
But yeah.
Tell us now what my prize is.
Yeah, let us know. Or
Or-
just send Josh a bunch of nice comments. That'll be his prize. All right. Or just
that's all we get is hate comments. So
I know.
It'd be nice to get a nice comment.
give us lots of views on our videos. That'll be a good prize. Yeah. More subscribers. Actually, we're steadily climbing subscribers wise. Which is good. Slowly but surely.
Hey.
All right.
The tortoise always wins.
Yes. Yep. All right. That has been Base or Waste. Tune in next week. Will Josh do it again? Perfect score. Who knows?
Sweet. Well, that was fun. Now let's talk a little bit about some Rings of Power. Season 2, Episode 6. Where is he?
Where is he?
Galadriel considers a proposition. Elendil faces judgment. The stranger finds himself at a crossroads, and Sauron's plans bear fruit.
Yeah, they sure do.
And is this when you're? I just would just. I just like when I read that first line, Galadriel considers a proposition. I wanted to be like, I want a proposition, Galadriel.
Yeah, from the shout out Kate Blanchett in the movies.
Yeah. All right.
I'm looking for a disclaimer on Apple.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
That's coming up next month. Overall thoughts on this episode?
My note for overall is, I don't know, man. I'm still mixed. I was hoping. I don't know. Thinking about it more, this is a slight increase from the past couple, but not really to me.
I think it's
still kind of mixed.
I think we're kind of in this like this middle act of the arc of like, because we opened.
I thought I was going to pick back up though. I mean,
well, no, I mean like
these last couple episodes.
Well, I think we will. Episode
for the last two, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, because you're at 8, you're not 9.
Right.
So like,
that's right, 8.
So like, depending on where they kind of break the story.
True.
But I think we had the 3 intro, which were pretty strong, and then we go into these next 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's a lot of like treading water of like just moving things around and setting things up, and then we hopefully will have like some big reveals and action in these last 2. That's my prediction.
I hope so. What did you think of this episode?
I mean, I think again, kind of similar. Like I was just saying, like I think there's not as much happening.
Yeah.
But then, but still some little interesting moments. I think.
Yeah, just like the last couple episodes. Yeah. There's still some cool moments.
I think again, going back to, I think our episode, whatever it was 4, was having the Ents and Tom still showing up like for the first time. I mean, like we saw him in this episode too, but briefly. I think those just like the like fanboy moments of those in those were kind of cool, and then also had the cool action with the weird like I think we call it as the Witcher kind of like scene where they fought the little.
Oh yeah, the thing in the swamp. Yeah,
and that was all the same episode. So I think that one was the strongest of these like kind of middle episodes.
I would agree.
And so that's I mean, you know, it's but also we talked about I could just watch this stuff because it's just so pretty.
And, it is very
and Middle Earth, like like the production values, all that stuff of this stuff is crazy.
I know, and that's what I was saying. I think last week is it's still just awesome that we have a Lord of the Rings show that looks so beautiful. You know, like you said, high production. And pretty much all the actors, I mean, are great. It's just like, it's just certain parts of the plot still, just like season 1, that I just wasn't into as much. But I'm glad they're at least committed. I think we also talked about this last week to 5 seasons.
I think it is,
So I'm glad they're still going to do that. And I think just like Game of Thrones, I imagine once they're done with this, they're just going to do another Lord of the Rings show, hopefully, or do something.
Because they got the rights and paid a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
I was thinking with that other film getting made, I know it's not the same people. But it's
not the animated one.
Not the animated. No, I'm talking about the live action one with the
Hunt for Gollum.
Hunt for Gollum, yeah. I'm curious. There is a possibility that wouldn't look as good as this.
Oh, you think?
I mean, the level of the quality of this definitely surpasses some movies.
Oh, yeah.
So, like...
We talked about it, the CGI in this at times. Like with the Ents, I think we were mentioning. Like, looks better than...
And the Troll.
Movie. Yeah, the Troll too, for sure.
No, but I'm just saying, like...
Just overall.
There's overall potential that, like...
Yeah.
Because this is done so well that stuff would not look as good.
That would be weird.
Yeah. I mean, but... All right. Let's talk about the specifics here. So we have Celebrimbor working on making rings for men.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Anatar is still working his...
He's doing his thing, the Sauron thing.
Yeah. Which is one of the notes I had. Like, I think they do such a good job at writing this character / I mean, the acting too, but plays into it. But like, just how I think how I envision, like, or it's helping portray like how I envision, like, you know, basically Satan or the devil would work. Like how it's not so like he plays on your desires and your wants, and to like kind of twist things and not so much just like I'm just gonna I like confront you and be like, oh, it's and they just do a great job of portraying that, I think, in this and with this character. And
the ultimate way of him deceiving, and actually like whoever he's doing it to, you're actually really like feeling like, oh yeah, this is the right thing to do. Like that's how well he's deceiving people.
Because it was even in this one, this is where he like talks to the lady, right? And he's like, oh, you remind me of Galadriel, and like, and he's like buttering her up, and then like,
So this scene also, it was interesting, Celebrimbor's face, and his response when he's looking for his hammer, and then it appears out of nowhere when Anatar like points out. He's like, hey, you talking about that one? It was very, so his face and reaction was like very, reminded me a lot of Bilbo's reaction to the ring. And even like when he's like, "Oh, it's right here in my pocket,"
Mm-hmm.
it is very similar, which I thought was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so then we have Anatar offering to take care of things so he can stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives him a container because he ran out of mithril. He gives him the container.
Yeah.
This claims it holds mithril in it. Do we think this is really mithril?
I don't know, but he definitely did something to it, just like he did when he was dropping the rings into the fire. He's definitely done some kind of curse or corrupted in some way for sure. If it's mithril or not.
So then, of course, across the river outside, we have Adar talking to Galadriel, trying to convince her to, help him.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells her about the last time which we saw a few episodes ago in the intro, where they killed Sauron with the
Morgoth's crown. Yeah,
with the crown.
Yeah.
So then he shows it to her, and then she's very surprised, and then he's like, I think this with the elven rings we can make sure he's dead, gone forever. So,
still trying to ally with her. Yeah, this is my next note. I thought the scene was cool. Adar presenting Morgoth's crown to Galadriel. And going into kind of the history of it. It's a cool scene.
Yeah, yeah. So then eventually she kind of gives in enough that she kind of shares some information with him, which ultimately tells him that Sauron is there in the city, and that's all he needs to then decide to attack, right? And so they start the attack at the end, and but then she realizes that this is what Sauron wanted all along.
Yeah,
tries to stop
his plans bear fruit.
Mm-hmm.
The episode description,
so he can basically get his own army. He needs them to show up there, and
I like that smirk that he does when he's looking out at the army or the coming army. Yeah.
And then the other thing, interesting, how they made it seem like it was a challenge for him, but he was able then to fake that there was nothing going on when Celebrimbor tries to come out and check on things, and he kind of you can tell they made it look like it was a strain for him to create this illusion but he does it, so then he thinks everything's cool, and then but it was a neat effect when they did the change back. I thought it was cool the way they
Or are you talking about when he's walking out there and it's sunny out and then goes dark?
Yes.
When he's the camera turns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
that was awesome.
after Celebrimbor goes back inside, and then Anatar is his character name.
Yep, that's what he is right now. I mean, he was Halbrand also at one point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, so that's kind of that story stuff. We don't really get anything with the dwarves this episode.
No, we get one thing.
Just briefly.
Yeah, I have a. Well, I can come back to that because I kind of have them in order as we go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we have the stuff with Elendil.
Yep.
Getting sentenced to punishment for the crap that he didn't do, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then he refuses to pledge loyalty to this new guy. And then he's sentenced to a trial by Abyss.
Trial by Abyss?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have
I didn't remember it.
He has to face the sea worm.
Yeah.
So then they go all the way out there, get all set up for that, and then
before that, I do want to mention.
Yeah.
I really like the scene in the trial I liked what he does in that scene, Elendio. And even the actor doing it, like, I thought this was a really strong scene. Just shout out to him for standing up for what was right. And then he's calling out Farazan, like, right in front of everyone, even though all the guards are right there. I thought that was a good moment.
Yeah. But then, so anyways, he's going to face the giant sea worm, and right before they kind of take him into the water, Muriel claims the right to be tried in his place because he was just defending her anyway. And so then they had this little.
They were like, "Is this true?" You know, they were like going
check
back
the text.
And forth, and they're like, "Yep, technically, she can do that." Yeah.
So then we get this cool scene of her underwater with the sea monster.
That was an awesome underwater shot. Yeah.
And then she gets spit back up just when they think, well, she's not coming back. Then she gets thrown back up on the shore or whatever, the rocks.
Yep.
And survives. So then the people start to turn back in support of her.
Yes.
Which is, so his plan backfired.
Oh yeah.
Farazan's plan not working so well.
What was that? Because I had a note about that when she's underwater. Like, I thought that was a beautiful underwater shot where she's facing the sea creature. That thing didn't look familiar. Have we seen anything like that before?
No,
okay,
that's what I know of. So then we got the stranger with Tom briefly.
Yeah.
And a little bit with Nori and Poppy. There's a little romance going on with the
dude. I have a note about that too. Yeah, Poppy and that dude kissing was horrible. I just don't care.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was also like,
it feels so forced too.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's like there's no romance in Lord of the Rings, really. I mean, the closest you get is Aragorn, and
that's true. Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot besides.
I can't think of her name? That's terrible.
Arwen,
yeah.
Right?
Yes. Sounds right.
I know. I feel like I'm like second guessing myself now, but man.
But that's like, and even that's like barely. Barely.
Yeah, but they do have some standout scenes. I want to say it's probably only in the extended editions, but of them, like, they're speaking Elven to each other. There's some really great scenes of that. But no, you're right. Like, besides them, there's not much else like big romantic couples or scenes like that. And this one was really bad in this episode. But again, like I said, I just don't care about the Harfoots. I'm interested in the mysterious stranger and Tom Bombadil, but not the Harfoots.
So speaking of those two guys, the stranger has to decide between helping because he sees a vision. Or fulfilling his destiny. Like picking out a staff out of the forest of dead trees. What does he say? He's like, how am I supposed to find the one? Or something. He says something like, and there's a lot of trees that look the same.
Yes.
So
it's funny, I think at the end of last week when we were talking, I think you were asking like, will we get what the mysterious stranger's identity is next week? And I was like, no chance. But like this kind of like is a little bit of a hint, I feel like. I mean, not only like the staff, and we saw that earlier in the season, like the vision of him with the staff. But there was something, let me get it right in my note. There was something Tom Bombadil says. So not the mysterious stranger, but Tom Bombadil says to him, is a servant of the secret fire, which is a line Gandalf says in the movies. So obviously he's not saying it directly in this, but he's saying it to him. I don't know if that's them trying to hint at it or
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I do
But
think
it's
also
like that. I mean, there's a lot of little things
when they
that
went
we're
out,
saying.
when they
Yeah.
actually left to go out, like Tom Bombadil, like with his hat, and he looked like a wizard.
Oh yeah,
Like they made him.
that looks more like his like classic outfit, like from pictures and different things I've seen in Tom Bombadil. That kind of looks like his like traditional outfit. But yeah.
Yes, you said you want to comment about the dwarves.
Oh, this is my only other note for the episode. This Deso scene was kind of dumb, very underwhelming, because you know what I'm talking about? So like she starts singing to chase off these guards.
You think something interesting.
But it's like the way they shoot it and everything is like this is gonna be some huge reveal and it's just some bats. I was like, what?
Yeah. True. You're right.
It was bad.
You're right. Epic bats.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that many. It was like a few came down. It was so weird.
I also thought it was like, I mean, not that I wouldn't, because I would probably duck and run, like if that happened. But at the same time, like, if you're used to being in caves and around bats, like, you'd probably just be like, if I stand here, nothing's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Or turn my back just to, anyway.
Yeah, it was a strange scene. But that was really it of the dwarves, right?
Yep, pretty much. There wasn't really much with them this week. It was just also interesting, though, because Anatar was there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, he travels fast.
Yeah. Getting into Game of Thrones territory. A little fast traveling happening.
But he's also like,
no, I guess if anyone,
he might be able to.
He could probably do that, but
yeah,
I feel like there's been times with some of the other characters too that's like,
for sure. But like, I guess he could, theoretically teleport or something. I don't know, like whatever.
Yeah, or just turn back into that
goo
Spider-Man symbiote.
Yeah,
and then just go real quick. Yeah.
Cool. And then at the end, we got, as Galadriel realizes Sauron had lured the army there to become his own. Adar ignores her and begins to siege the city.
Yeah.
This looked cool too. This like some of this, like, even though it's just the start of things.
Yeah. I'm done predicting when like we're gonna get big battles, because I thought it was gonna be this episode.
It's gonna be this. It's gonna be the penultimate.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Because this most recent season of House of the Dragon, I feel like every episode I was like, oh yeah, big battle next, and it never was. And we didn't even get it in the end.
Nope.
Man, that was a bummer.
They fumbled that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what else besides this battle? What else do you think for the final two that we're getting?
Well, I guess the question is,
I'm still not really sure.
Yeah. So one thing that's in question is, will the wizard become the wizard, right?
Yeah.
Will he become Gandalf?
Right.
We'll see. I mean, that's still, I think, 50-50. It could go either way. They could reveal a lot more there, or they could kind of just be like, oh, he's got a staff now.
What if they wait till like the final episode of season 5? Just end the show on that?
Yeesh.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do that. But and then so we got those guys who still don't know what we had a really brief scene with the other elf, the archer elf.
Yeah, that's how the episode opened, right?
Yeah, it was just
he was like running in the forest,
and then he's fought a couple of orcs. But also, again, other than that, we don't know. So is Isildur?
Yeah, we don't really
know where he's up to. But at some point, he's gonna make it back to his father. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not.
Still didn't get any more of the Dark Wizard.
Nope.
And his people, the Gold Mask people, and all that.
That part's gonna have to come to I think, a climax of some kind, separate from obviously our big battle, but where the wizard, the mysterious man, and then the Heartfoots, and then this bad wizard. Something's gonna have to happen there where there's like kind of resolve some of that conflict.
Yeah, I am looking forward to whenever we do get this battle, because that was a highlight of season 1. That big battle they did in season 1 was really great. So looking forward to it, whether it's next time or it's the finale. I mean, it makes sense to penultimate. The reason why I wasn't sure is because season 1, I think it was like episode 5 or 6. It was like right in the middle. So,
yeah. What about you? Anything else you think we're gonna?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Sauron's gonna be in the whole show, so it's like, how much is he really gonna accomplish in this season?
I mean, he's gonna end up with the rings for men. I mean, that's what I was about to say. Are they gonna hand them out? You think, or are they just gonna have them and then?
Oh, maybe the season will end with finding all the people that they're in, like everyone putting on the rings, maybe.
All the dwarves.
Yeah, and all the men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yep.
What do you guys think? Your thoughts on this episode or the season so far as a whole? Let us know. Or have any questions for us about this or about anything else in our lives? Just email.
Yeah.
Email us at feedback@screentimepod.com. And if you'd like, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you want, you can follow or DM us on Instagram. I'm at J Youngbar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.